Mom, I need you to sit down. I'm fine. The boys are fine. Danny has been shot. In his house! Relax, everybody. I'm fine. Soap's fine. We were called away to an emergency situation in Spain. Yeah. My cell phone, the service, doesn't work in Spain. You know. And yeah, I could go to a supermarket. And connect to their Wi-Fi. But when you're in an emergency situation for almost 2 weeks, that's high stress, it's the last thing on your mind. What can I say? Anyway, I'm fine, the boys are fine, Soap's fine. Nobody has been shot at his house. Anyway, we're back, and apologies, anybody that's been worried about this. Like I said, it was not my choice. Sometimes you just need to pack up and go to help others. I can't really go into the details. I will say that it was medical and concerning another human being. So, what are you going to do? But I do appreciate people reaching out. I just haven't been there, I haven't been there, and nobody's been there. So, here we are. We're back. All right? Everybody good? Everybody good? Good. What are we doing? One of the things about going away to Spain in your emergency situation is that I have no idea what has been going on in this world. I don't even remember the trial. I thought I'd start off with an episode on the gourmet swingers, but I think that's going to be quite a good one. That's going to be a special episode, and I think I need to get back into the flow before we tackle the gourmet swingers head on. Okay? So that'll be coming in the next day or two. Where do we start now? Well, I just think it's always a good anchor point to start off with Georgia Cappleman closing. Mr. Pinto! Thank you for the 5 cups of coffee, Mr. Pinto Peabody. So good to see you and others. Welcome back. Welcome back, Metrix. Welcome back, California Amy, David Anderson Kirk, and all our friends in the chat box. We are taking requests. The thumbnail says Georgia Cappleman closing, but I'm open to suggestions. Should we do something else? I mean, it is great. Long. It's like 2.5 hours before we even get to the fucking rebuttal. Where's my terminology? I need a list. If anyone would like to send us a list of important courtroom terminology, you can at truecrimemetrics@gmail.com or join us on our friends on Discord, where I haven't been. Sorry, what are you going to do? Spain, emergency situation, beyond my control. So I guess we'll just start off with some Georgia, right? I mean, I'm thinking it might just be fun to have a flip-flop, dance around all different bits and pieces of the case. Some Judge Everett, some Georgia Cappleman, some Donna Adelson reaction. Oh! Stupid! Oh, wasn't that great? I was looking for a version of the Georgia Cappleman post-verdict press conference. But all I can find right now on these thumbnails is that video from somebody with a dish. Somebody with a dish that is very deep. And I don't want to use it. I don't want to use that at all. Robert Adelson, we could do that. Of course, there has been an event, hasn't there? There has been an event since the last time we spoke, and that event, I don't see how we're not going to cover that. I don't see how we're not going to cover the assassination of Charlie Kirk. The question is, how do we cover that without opening the floodgates to an incredibly politically charged, situation, which I really, really love to avoid. I just think there's way too many broken homes that would be caused by such a... I think there's a way for me to handle it artfully. I'm just not, I could just see opinions and being brought up in the chat, and then other people having opinions, and that sounds like a risky business. But man, that was an event, wasn't it? You all saw the blood coming out of his neck. It was like a snake. It was like a snake was escaping from his neck. It was fucking crazy. Yeah. I must say that of all of the people talking about it that I have seen, I think the person that's handled it the best comes as no surprise, really, because he's pretty damn good at what he does. And the person that's handled it in a way that I would like to take an example from is Bruce Rivers. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. A beautiful statement he made. He managed to inject his own overall opinion and then include his wider opinion. And it was done artfully, beautifully, respectfully, and logically, sensibly, without getting sucked into an argument one way or the other. Just thought it was excellent. So before we tackle the minefield that will be the Charlie Kirk coverage, but we can't not do that. We can't not do that. This is bigger than some Karen Reed bullshit. We're gonna have to do that. I mean, Utah, death penalty. Fast track death penalty by the sounds of it, and Utah having an option of a firing squad, which I can see certain powers pushing for that, just for the shock and awe. How are we not going to cover that? I mean, there will probably be a trial, and probably pretty soon, right? Of course, it's going to be a two-phase trial. We'll have the guilt phase and then the penalty phase. The guilt phase isn't going to take much. The guilt phase isn't going to take much, but the penalty phase, that'll be something to see. Yeah, but we're not talking about that today. We're just going to start off with some Adelson stuff. So how about it? Thank you, Mr. Pinto and Cat H and Piebird for the super chats, getting us started on those rolling super chats.
Fuck up where the fuck you fucking with me.
Chauncey Myers, welcome back, Chauncey. I was going through withdrawal. BuyMeCoffee.com produces these little pop-up things that you see on screen, and I think it's an excellent app, but I don't know why, for the love of mercy, that they have made it so that people's messages get cut off. So it's like 4 words and then it's cut off. Chauncey Myers says, I was going through withdrawal. So glad you're back. Welcome back, Chauncey. And Amy, thank you. Glad to see you back, boss. Sir's fine. Thank you, Amy, for the 10 cups. And Sally as well. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. And let's just see where this goes, huh? But please do put any requests for a video to cover in the chat, because I do not think doing 2.5 hours Georgia Cappleman closing is going, I think we could do something better. I think we could do a hop around, skip around, bits and pieces episode to get those juices flowing.
Morning. Well, this is Dan Markell. He's the victim in this case. A son, a brother, a colleague,
Mentor.
a mentor,
Yay!
a professor,
A mentor
friend.
lawyer. A son, a brother, a colleague, a mentor lawyer.
But most of all, a father, an Abba, a dad, a dedicated and loving father whose downfall was brought about by the fact that his number one priority was maximizing his time with those little boys in the wake of a bitter divorce from their mother. Defense called witnesses to come in here and give you an expert opinion that his divorce and the subsequent litigation was not contentious. Not contentious to whom? It was contentious to Dan Markell. It was contentious to Wendy Adelson. And it was contentious to this defendant. And then after telling you what a great guy Dan Markell was in opening statements, they called witnesses to tell you what a pain in the butt he was. And he was a pain in the butt to those people, those awful lawyers that can't even admit that divorces are emotionally
Those awful mentor lawyers.
charged. He was a pain in their butts. He was a pain in Wendy's butt, and he was.
So the Donna Adelson defense, which I certainly was banking on being one primarily of sympathy, which I think would have been better. Of course, that may have been the strategy if Donna Adelson had had the stones to get up on the fucking stand, but she lost her nerve at the last El Dorado. But let's think about it globally. In retrospect, bearing in mind I haven't even thought about this for like 2 weeks, but her defense, put succinctly, would be one of, okay, we're going to bring in some of her well-to-do friends that are deluded, that are fucking deluded, and bring them in to say, no, this is how any mother would react, innocent mother, happy grandmother, we're going to bring them in. Then we're going to sort of dance the fucking tango over this line of being kind and sympathetic to Professor Mentor Lawyer Markell. We're going to do that on one hand, but on the other hand, we're going to say that he was a dick and that all of his motions were like really verbose and he was just this petulant bullshit lawyer pissing off the judge, bullshit mentor lawyer pissing off the judge, and and we're going to bring in some legal experts to fucking lie on the stand, destroy all their own credibility and that of the person they are being called in, essentially to vouch for. I know it's just to give testimony, but, they were there to vouch for Donna's cause, obviously. And Wendy's, I suppose. I had a dream. I had a dream just before I woke up that Wendy Adelson had been arrested, okay? And it was totally real. It was my reality as I woke up with the dream. But just before I woke up from the dream, right when we were all talking and getting excited and about to watch something about, her trial and, we're going to see this and blah, blah, blah. She had beneath her fingernail a tiny microdot sized cyanide capsule that she took and lights out before she was ever brought to trial. That was the dream. And what did I do then? I woke up and I started checking online because it was so real. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I say we just cut off her hands. Arrest her, cuff her, chop off her hands, the handcuffs fall off, so we just, tie her up, throw a sack over her head and put a heavy chain around her neck. By the way, the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination and the people that are being heavily criticized, certainly in the mainstream media, for celebrating and all that. Let's not talk about it now, guys. But I'm sure you know about the people that are recording themselves celebrating and this and that, and then being, spoken about in the media. So let's say that it was not a Charlie Kirk prove me wrong debate at a Utah University campus. And let's say that it was a Democracy Comes to Miami event hosted by Wendy Adelson and what did she call him? The lovely and talented Chris Miles, was it? Something like that? I can't really remember. Let's turn down the noise. That was his slogan. Let's turn down the noise. Should we watch that? That's hilarious. Anyway, let's say it was a Wendy Adelson event, and this 22-year-old with a 30-06 just shot a hole in Wendy Adelson's neck. Would I say it was wrong for people to celebrate that? No. Would I celebrate myself? Probably. I don't really do that. I don't like mob mentality. I don't like getting sucked into a group. But I certainly wouldn't be. Oh, that was terrible. That was a terrible thing to do. And what's the difference? Is the difference that Wendy is a murderer? So it's okay. It's a tough line to follow.
A pain in Donna's butt. Why? Because this was his life we were talking about. Dan Markel was not a file on some lawyer's desk. He was a real person
Kiwi
who cared passionately about every scrap of paper in that divorce file. He wasn't some bumbling idiot. He was a Harvard-educated law professor.
A mental lawyer.
Yeah, he was making it as difficult as possible for this defendant to get her non-negotiable, which just also happened to be Dan Markel's non-negotiable, those two little boys. You have learned about this conspiracy and how it has unraveled over the last 11 years since Dan Markel's death. The defendants in this case have all attempted to point fingers at each other. They have argued.
I had Jodi Arias flashbacks there. Why did they have a Spider-Man thing? I mean, I get the thing about pointing at each other.
11 years since Dan Markel's death. The defendants in this case have all.
There was a young boy that Travis was close with that liked Spider-Man a lot. So I think that by having me wear the 8-year-old Spider-Man underwear made for boys, he was actually having sex with a minor. Equals pedophile. Yeah. He had urges There was a photograph taken of him pretending to be a Catholic priest chasing a naked boy with a Bible pointing at him. Okay, Jody. Thanks for coming, Jody.
Attempted to point fingers at each other. They have argued that the state's theory is right. It's right. You got it right. With everybody except for me. I didn't do it. Garcia's defense was that Charlie went directly to Rivera to arrange the hit on Dan Markel. Catherine Magbanua testified in her trial and said she had no knowledge of this murder. Charlie must have gone around her directly to Garcia. In Charlie's trial, he said Magbanua, Garcia, and Rivera all got together to kill Dan Markel without any direction from any Adelson family member. Each defendant characterized himself or herself as another victim in this case.
Oh, by the way, where's Christina with her big, yes, Katie McBanner was, no offense, Christina, you know how I like to jive with you. Katie McBanner is being held in Leon County to give testimony to the grand jury for Wendy Adelson's arrest. Or, fact, she's being transferred and the bus from fucking Lowell Correctional was already going to Leon County. It's easier to bring Katie McBanua from Wakulla to Leon in a car and not interrupt the bus's busy schedule, whatever. Where is Christina? Does anyone know? Is Katie McBanua still being held in Leon to give testimony to the grand jury? Or was she just transferred, like I said? I don't know, but I'm confident. I'm damn confident.
A victim in this situation, a victim of their co-defendants, setting them up, or the appearance of evidence that seemed to implicate them but wasn't what it appeared to be. But despite their efforts to insulate themselves and to distance themselves from their co-conspirators, they made enough mistakes to get themselves caught and held accountable for their respective roles in this conspiracy. And today is Donna Adelson's turn.
Yeah.
Despite their efforts to play victims, Dan Markel is still the only victim in this case. And the only thing he was guilty of was fighting like hell for those little boys. And he lost. He lost everything. This is what he looked like before. This defendant conspired to hire a hitman to have him killed, and this is what he looked like after. The evidence has shown that on July 18th, 2014, this brilliant, accomplished, beloved man was gunned down in cold blood in his own garage. And this horrific death ultimately set the police down two separate paths, following the two most promising leads that they had.
By the way, guys, if anyone is on Eastern Standard Time, or anywhere in the world, but I think most people are on Eastern Standard Time, if someone could remind me in 2 hours to take my antibiotics, you should see the size of the fucking tooth I had out today. Man, and they let me keep it. They let me keep it. It's pretty incredible. It's huge. It's fucking huge. So yeah, they got me on these pills now, and I got to take them every 12 hours. So I choose 4 a.m. Portugal time and 4 p.m. because that's easy.
The first lead was to chase down that Prius that, thank God, Mr. Geiger caught a glimpse of pulling out of the driveway that morning. And the second path was to ask, as we would with any murder investigation, who had a motive to want him dead? And within 1 hour of the shooting,
Make a necklace. Mr. Pinto, I'm way ahead of you. I got another 3 to go. The first one they took out, I think it just broke apart, so there was no putting that on a necklace. But this one and the next 3 I'm going to keep and drill a tiny hole, and then, just put them on a chain or something, like Crocodile Dundee. Yeah. This croc almost turned over me boat, and I had to shoot her in the tail.
Well before Professor Markell had even been pronounced dead, this path was already pointing to the defendant when Wendy Adelson revealed to officers that her parents had more reason to dislike her ex than anyone else. And what offense had Mr. Markell committed against Donna Adelson and her family, refusing to let his children be taken away from him? Objecting to her telling his kids that he's stupid?
Come on, we're gonna need a suggestion for a good video. It doesn't even have to be Adelson case. You say throw on Stephen McDaniel, I'm throwing it on. You say let's check out Russell Williams, I'm throwing it on. You know, anything, or Adelson, doesn't matter. I thought, let's go back and do the whole fucking Wendy Adelson interview again. But I don't know, maybe no one wants that. Again. How many times have we done it now? 4 times? Yeah, check that out on our channel page. Michelle!
Evidence has shown that Donna Adelson was all about psychological warfare.
Michelle's here. My soul is complete. Welcome back, Michelle. Welcome back, Metrix.
And when all else failed, she was willing to do whatever it took.
And Brian, of course.
To accomplish her non-negotiable.
Welcome back, Brian.
To get a win. In order for you to render a verdict of guilty, the state must prove to you beyond a reasonable doubt that these crimes were committed and that this defendant is the person who committed the crimes, or in this case, one of the persons who committed the crimes. It is undisputed that these crimes were committed. This was a first-degree murder. No doubt about that. But who did it? The only issue left is identification, or what we call ID. The defense told you in openings, motive doesn't really matter. Don't pay attention to all the motive. Don't pay attention to all the emails. But motive can be compelling proof of who done it. Identification. And thus, critical to your determination of the defendant as one of the persons that committed this crime. Despite some of the testimony that you heard, it is clear that the divorce between Wendy and Dan was...
Look at Jackie Fulford running down a dream over there. She was running down a dream the whole trial.
Contentious. Except the person who cared most about Wendy's divorce and relocation specifically wasn't Wendy. It was her mother. Charlie Adelson solicited Catherine McBanowa to kill Dan Markell, but why?
Well, it's the 4 wisdom teeth, which I think is pretty common to have out, and another one, a rogue, you know. But I understand that in America, or the United States, sorry, Veronica, in the United States, it's common to be completely put under to have your wisdom teeth out. General anesthetic, no such luck here. I get the crack and the pull of the pliers while she pushes them into my head. It wasn't so bad this time. You know, it was all right. It's more psychological than anything, just that the noise and the force. It's just like, oh, come on, what the fuck? You know? Just put me under. Do them all at once. Why do we have to do it over 3 months?
Who solicited Charlie? Because Charlie didn't care about the Adelson family getting a win against Dan Markell. He didn't care about relocation. He didn't care about Wendy's divorce. He cared about go-karts and jet skis and pretty girls. But he also cared about getting things done for the number 1 woman in his life, and that was his mother. She managed Charlie's life for him, and in return, he solved problems for her. That pattern is seen throughout this case. He talks to Wendy on the defendant's behalf to get her to pull the plug on the Tallahassee house, to date Dave and invite him to Mother's Day, to pursue a medical malpractice job, even though that's not even her area of the law, and on and on and on. She micromanaged Wendy's life. Charlie knows how to manage Wendy in a way that Donna can't, or knows how to talk to her in a way that Donna can't. And Wendy needs their help, right? Because according to them, she doesn't even have enough of a brain in her head to run her own life without their help. Donna decides what's best for everyone, and if she runs into any problems making that happen, Charlie is her go-to guy to get.
Yeah, right. I mean, I could do it right now. It's like, hello, my name is True Crime Metrix. It's been 2.5 weeks since I last looked at the Adelson case. And everyone claps. And then we say the Serenity Prayer. Georgia Cappleman, grant me the serenity to accept the verdict I cannot change, the wisdom to perceive the appeal that may be in my favor, and the, what is it? Serenity, wisdom, no, serenity, courage. Please grant me the serenity to accept the verdict I cannot change, the courage to appeal my case as best as possible, and the wisdom to do life in prison.
Get it done. He is the problem solver. And what was the biggest problem that Donna Adelson had in 2014? Dan Markell. Wendy filed her petition for divorce on...
Hey Soap, everyone's clapping for your munch and crunch. Eat your cookies. Eat all your cookies.
September 10th of 2012, and the defendant was right in the middle of it. In the fall of 2012, the defendant told her son, Rob Adelson, that she had been in Tallahassee for several months, renting a new place for Wendy. She used her own maiden name to do that, to disguise the identity of who was renting it, arranging for movers, moving money around, and getting things set up for Wendy to leave Dan. Then Wendy calls Dan Markell and delivers the news that she's leaving him. How does she do it? She tells him she and the boys are moving out of the marital home, and the defendant gleefully, that was Rob's word, reported to Rob, her son, that she and Wendy strategically planned to deliver that news to Mr. Markell so that he would get this bomb dropped on him right as he's about to take the stage to deliver this lecture. According to Mr. Markell, in one of his filings, quote, while the husband was away on a short business trip, the wife left the husband in the marital home, taking with her the children's furniture.
Did you not love Georgia Cappleman's PowerPoint this year? We've got to get a copy of that. I'd love to get a full copy of... Oh, we shouldn't say ideas. We shouldn't say ideas. Well, let's just say I'd love to get a full copy of the PowerPoint and then do something real clever with it. I've got a similar thing to do with the, I think it's the affidavit from the, no, is it the probable cause affidavit from the Chandler Halderson case, which is this great document, right? It's this great document that just lists out the incredible wealth of the state's evidence against Chandler Halderson. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to use that document and go through as a kind of, use it as a narration, but then, you know, cut it together with the clips that that document discusses. That'd be a great comprehensive, because what is it? The probable cause affidavit is written to be a comprehensive, all-encompassing but concise version of events. What better basis to have a nice video montage walking through the entire thing? Less so with this Georgia Cappleman PowerPoint, because it's in closing argument when we've already had so much. But yeah, we're going to be doing that, the Chandler Halderson case. And we need to get this PowerPoint. I think it's pretty easy to get. It's fucking in the in the, what do you call it? Court records.
Clothing, toys, and whatever assets, both marital and non-marital, she
Clerk
desired.
of court.
The evidence has shown that from the start, this defendant was very involved in managing Wendy's divorce. In October of 2012, defendant writes an email entitled, "Things to discuss at your mediation to make sure you have in writing for a settlement," in which she refers to Wendy as a hostage and a prisoner in Tallahassee. That's what she believed. The email also includes the suggestion that Wendy pursue a restraining order against Dan
Acapella,
Markell,
hello.
that Wendy should go for 100% full custody of those two kids and relocation, and the threat of this conversion to Christianity. Quote, "If he leaves you in Tallahassee, the children will not be attending Hebrew day school. That's not a threat, just a warning." A warning that her friend, Miss Cunningham, on the stand dismissed. Oh, that was just a foolish thing to say, right?
I really want to go and grab a good, complete book on Greek mythology, because there's got to be, maybe it's a collection of different myths, legends, whatever, but this thing this family did about, total annihilation. Total annihilation. Not because that's needed for our, documented aims and purposes, but our sub-purposes, which is, destroy everything, completely get everything and make it very clear, And look at them now. Look at them now. Pissing on their own cell floor. Great.
But the characterization of these threats as, just something that was a one-off heat of passion thing has been completely destroyed by the evidence in this case. Because she repeats it. She plans it with a lot of specificity. Wendy even admitted that her mom was serious about planning a baptism for these kids to change their religion as a ruse to try to strong-arm Dan Markell into giving up those kids. This is an example of the defendant operating with the emotional subterfuge as described by her daughter, Wendy Adelson. Also remember how her son Rob described her. She has rigid and fixed ideas of what she wants. And as long as you comply, things are fine. But when you don't comply, things are not fine. Wendy even admitted that if Dan had relented and moved to South Florida, or at least allowed her to move there, they might have co-parented happily ever after.
Yeah.
But Dan did not comply, so things were definitely not fine. The defendant ends this email with, quote, "We will help you in any way possible for you to come here." In October, this defendant drafted language for Wendy's petition to relocate, including allegations that Wendy had been upset about having to live in Tallahassee since 2005, and a mention of putting the boys in a Christian school and on a non-kosher diet. Again, that's not a threat, just a reality. And the suggestion that the boys live in South Florida with Wendy, and Dan just...
Let's try and pull up the other version of the... Joel had it. I just don't want to use this certain video. Never again. Over my dead body. The podcast. Surviving the Survivor. Is this it? No. Oh yeah, okay. Because the question, there's a few bad questions. And Joel has one himself, I'm sorry to say. But the worst question of right after Joel gets kind of, nicely scolded by Georgia for asking the question, so is Wendy next? Or whatever. I think he said, should Wendy Adelson be worried tonight? And Georgia Cappleman's like, you said a bad word. Why would you ask that? Shut up. Oh, I would have never asked that. I wonder if he regretted that. If I had have asked that, I would have regretted it. But then some wyo at the back asks a similar question, thinking they're being all clever and poetic about it by saying, the most important question, do you have a fifth red suit? The premise of the question is that Georgia Cappleman wears red for every closing. She's done 4 closings so far. A 5th closing would highly suggest that she's going to be prosecuting Wendy. There's just one fucking problem with it. She has not worn a red suit for every closing. And it's got all the hallmarks of someone who thinks they know this case, but they don't fucking know this case. And it just annoyed the shit out of me. Yeah, so let's see. We're going to be, shut up. Okay, we're going to be skipping around. We're going to be dancing around. Where's my tab? Where's that beautiful tab? I don't have 2 tabs. Okay. Fuck. I'm gonna add a tab. $1920 by 1080. Control audio. Bosh. And Bosh. Oh man, you motherfucker. Those too many. Oh, hold on. There we go. All right, thanks to Joel for letting us borrow your video. I hope you don't mind. I'm sure you don't.
Welcome to the global phenomenon, Surviving the Survivor. Here's your host, Emmy Award-winning journalist, Joel.
Emmy Award-winning Joel. Jesus, shut up.
So before we ask you the question, that's
Nobody's going to do that.
What's it like in this moment? What was it like to have this defendant be found guilty?
I think I just feel kind of honored to be able to deliver this win for the Markells. We've heard so much about a win for the Adelsons, and everything that was lost in those efforts. So it's just been really cool to be a part of this win.
During one of the pre-trials, you said these
that was Phil Markell at the back.
A lot of trials at this point.
Did you all get Phil Markell? Yacht Club Phil. Look at him. In the pink polo and the white chinos. Nothing says billiard room at the yacht club more than a pink polo and white chinos.
Effort, so
It's just been really cool to be a part of this win.
during one of the pre-trials, you said these trials that have become my life. It's a lot of trials at this point. Talk about what happens when you're a prosecutor and you have to continue to follow cases like this.
Well, I do have other cases. People don't know that. There are other cases. And I care about, all of them, but obviously this has become sort of...
How many of them are televised? That's what I want to know. I've seen certainly one. I think 2 trials. I've seen some video footage of Georgia Cappleman, but she's doing them all the time. I guess that they're just not televised, which is kind of surprising because she's high level. I can't imagine she does a lot of, minor crime.
Part of my DNA after investing so much blood, sweat, and tears into this case and getting justice. So yeah, it's been an epic battle.
Was this one tougher than Charlie's trial?
I don't know. I mean, I'm older, so I think it is. I think everyone is tougher than the last. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, more time passes and there's more stuff. There's more phones. There's more records. There's more emails. So it's a lot to organize, and it's a lot of little pieces to try to put together and try to create something cognizable that a jury can follow and get their head around.
In Georgia, opening statements right out of the gate, Jackie Fulford appropriated Professor Markell's nickname, calling him Danny. A lot of people were upset about that. Did that bother you?
Not as much as it bothered some other folks. I understood what she was trying to do. It was not the classiest move, and I think she kind of realized that and seemed to correct that over the course of the trial. But yeah, probably not a great move.
And what about the amount of deliberations? It's roughly the same as Charlie, maybe a few minutes more, but not much. That surprised you because some people were predicting a longer deliberation period.
A little bit. I
thought it was shorter.
Lost. I thought it would be slightly shorter, but I was being pretty ambitious.
Good.
But yeah, it wouldn't have surprised me if it had been more difficult for them because it was a large puzzle that kind of had to be put together. But I guess they got what they needed and they knew what they had to do.
Will this be the last prosecution?
You are asking a question.
Exactly.
Why are you that guy?
Were you surprised by the defense strategy of throwing Wendy and Charlie under the bus? And was the
hang on, everybody.
admissions ruling,
Big adoptive admissions.
pre-planned or something you all came up with at the last moment?
We had a few incarnations of how to deal with the fact that she had adopted Charlie's really ridiculous story previously. We didn't want her to be able to distance herself from that and create a new, better defense, which she did seem to kind of try to be doing. So we did want to try to shove that on her and then try to explain that to the jury. Okay, here's this whole other defense that she already adopted, and it's complicated, and it has all its pushback that goes with it. So it did feel like a difficult minefield to wade through to be able to explain all that to the jury, but we wanted to make sure they understood that, hey, she's already committed to this defense that's a loser, and now she's trying to switch it up and go to this whole other place, and you got to pick a lane, you can't be both. So I think that's kind of what we were trying to do, so hopefully we were successful.
It sounded like the new investigation developed a lot of crazy evidence, including y'all were planning to use some phone calls that you were not able to use at the trial. Is the sealing of this evidence going to be unsealed once now that Donna has been convicted, or do you know?
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah. When can I get my greasy hands on it?
Yeah, I don't know.
And you cannot still
Could you send me a memo when it's unsealed?
comment, I guess, about
I think
the
not,
details.
since it's sealed, right? Yes,
All right,
it's
no
less
comment
sexy
about-
than you imagine it to be, but I don't think I should comment on it since
Okay.
it's sealed by the court.
How did you feel when you found out that Donna was not going to be testifying? Something tells me you were probably salivating at the idea of
I don't know about
testifying over the last
salivating.
11 years.
Yeah, it's not like I was gonna wow you guys with some amazing new stuff or anything, but I did put tons of preparation into that, so I was a little bit sad when I took my binder that had 110 tabs and packed it away.
110 tabs, Georgia Cappleman and her tabs. She's tab heavy.
So yeah, I was a little surprised. She seems like somebody that would want to tell her story, but it gets trickier and trickier when all these stories are out there, and she would have had to navigate a lot of stuff to get up there. So I do understand why she made the decision she did, and I think it was a smart one, but I was kind of expecting her to testify.
What was the new evidence that you thought in this trial might have made a difference that what you came across that you introduced?
I think the fleeing to Vietnam didn't hurt, especially since she denied it. She could have just said, yeah, I went to Vietnam. I didn't want to get arrested. But she didn't do that. She oversold. So that was
The
helpful.
VIN number and the planner. Like,
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Like, how did you guys find that? Was it an aha moment?
Yeah, kind of dumb luck. I mean, that thing is so dense, and there's a bunch of them. So we've just been sort of perusing them, and somebody just stumbled upon it and had an aha moment.
What about Rob Adelson's
It's a big
testimony?
one.
How key was that?
I think it was important,
Mhm.
didn't you? I mean, I thought he was so genuine, and what a guy to be able to do that. You know, I mean, what a terrible situation for him to be put in, and to be able to rise above that and do the right thing. It's really impressive.
Did you all wait for this trial to put him on? Why did he not testify previously?
I just didn't want to do it to him unless I felt like it was absolutely necessary, and I really felt like we needed him in this one.
Georgia, when do you have reason to be worried tonight?
You said that word. That's a bad word.
A bad word. Let me ask another question.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Somebody has already been scolded. Not the classiest move. Unbelievable. You know, from a guy with such standing in the community, you'd think he'd know that that question is not going to be answered and even less appreciated.
You're fucking with me.
Oh, who was that? That was our good friend, Matt Mello. Thank you for the coffee, Matt Mello. Did you get the Georgia wig yet? Michelle, don't say a word. No, well, you know, I have not done a single thing for the channel since, our last show, pretty much. But yeah, we will be working on that. We will be ordering that, and it'll be arriving by carrier pigeon any day. Don't worry about that. That is coming. Thank you so much for the coffee, Matt Mello.
Worried is a bad word.
Well, last time.
Should we say stay tuned? Do we need to stay tuned?
I mean, you can stay tuned.
One other question from me. I mean, your father played football. I understand. What's my first Knowles game, and I take all the credit for the Bama win. Yeah,
lucky you.
I take all the credit for that. And I found out maybe through the grapevine that someone else in your family is a professional.
I guess I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? You know, if I go all the way to Tallahassee, I'm going to have to sit through a Knowles game. I have no idea what American football is. The extent of my full knowledge on American football comes from the 1997 Adam Sandler movie, The Waterboy. That's all I know. There's a ball and running and shoulder pads.
Female golfer or that you're close to. I don't know if I'm right about that. Maybe not, but you get the
competitive.
Golfer. Listen, buddy. The Capplemans play real sports, okay? If there ain't nosebleeds, it's not for us. Golf.
Do you think you get that competitive spirit from your dad, from your family?
Yes, I think both sides of my family are extremely competitive, and if you came to game night, you would.
Yeah. If you came to game night, you'd see the entire Monopoly board, hotels, houses, community chest and chance hit the fucking wall, covered in blood, because we're Capplemans, okay?
Some pieces being thrown around the room.
The only thing we use a golf club for is hitting the fucking Monopoly board off the table. And don't even get me started on Risk.
The most important question, do you have a fifth red suit?
I don't know, I'll work on that.
Oh, that was so clever. That was so clever. Yeah. How is Georgia Cappleman so charmed by that? Fucking unbelievable. I'd love to know who that was. Who was that? Does anyone know? That is the worst question. That's even worse than Joel's question that was more on the nose. Should Wendy Adelson be worried tonight or whatever it was? Most important question. Do you have a fifth red suit? Even though you've only won 3 in the 4 hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4. she's only worn 2 red suits, I believe, out of the 4 prosecutions that there have been. Do you have a 5th red suit? Oh, I'm so clever. Fuck off.
Number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Georgia
For chapter
Cappleman.
5.
Oh, it was Patty? Oh, that's such a shame. That's, oh, now I feel bad. Are you sure that was Patty? Oh, now I feel terrible. Okay, well, she obviously knows the case inside out. I'm surprised she made that mistake. I hope no one sends her this clip. Now I feel terrible. Oh, I thought it was someone I don't know at all. Didn't recognize the voice. Sorry, Patty, but, I'm not making any friends tonight, am I? Shit. I like Patty. I think she's got a fine channel, and I support things that I've seen her do. Certain things, just not this thing.
And last year it seemed like the state was going to call him, and ultimately this time around no one called him to the stand. Why?
Because we didn't want to tangle with him unless we had to, and we felt like we were able to successfully get out the story that he told at his trial and marry Donna to it as much as we needed to without having to wrangle and tangle with him.
If I'm not mistaken, this was the first trial where you guys were able to access WhatsApp messages. Was there a new am I right about that? Was there a new technological advance?
I can't remember if we had any WhatsApp messages last time, but they are encrypted, so you really do have to get them off the device itself. So we were able to retrieve some threads from
And was that related
Donna's
to getting
device.
from Donna's device? Yeah.
Was Cheryl's case more polished? The demonstratives seemed to be up a notch from before.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's
times
because I
so-
didn't make them. I only directed. I did get some wonderful volunteer help, so I don't know if she wants to shout out or not, but.
Were there other things that were new and improved? Some of the witnesses even seemed to be testifying a little smoother than before.
I don't know. Or did they?
I don't know either.
A blur.
If the trial
Yeah,
had come
it's all
forward,
one long day.
if the trial had come forward a year ago, you wouldn't have all the evidence from the new investigation. How significant was to have that note from Bruna Bernhardt?
Send me a memo.
I thought it was. She showed up with that. It was like Christmas Day.
They did a good job.
It felt like this trial you did mention Wendy's name more.
Yeah.
Is that just because of who?
Georgia, it's deep_dish at mentormemo.com. Send me a memo.
The defendant was, or is there a strategy behind more evidence against Wendy coming out?
I think it was because of who the defendant was and how important the motive was to establish, which largely arose from the communications between Donna and Wendy. So, yeah, Wendy ended up more in the mix.
Can you say a little bit about the boys? I could feel the emotion. It seemed like it really resonated with the jury when you talked about.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, there's no justice for them, and I haven't done them any favors today, and I lose sleep over that fact. It's tough. I know that, the family's just been totally destroyed, and I hate that, and sometimes it feels a little bit like being a part of it, So, yeah, I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope they can reconnect with their paternal relatives and get past this.
I hope they can reconnect with their paternal relatives and get past this. Well, not until Wendy's in jail, I guess. Georgia knows that. I mean, I'm surprised she went that far. There's no real need for them to reconnect with their paternal relatives unless Wendy's in jail. I mean, that was she might as well have just said, yeah, Wendy's next. She did all that dodging and ducking and diving to say, oh, you asked about a 5th red suit? Oh, maybe, I don't know. But at the end, that was as close to yes, Wendy will be coming in soon. That was, pretty much almost a confirmation. confirmation from the Assistant State Prosecutor. What do we do now? Should we go to Lewis? I don't even know if I've done Lewis yet. I don't even know if I've watched it, because I remember as it happened in trial, I had to go and take the soap. I had to go and take the soap. I had to go and take my dog, Soap, out. Let's do Lewis.
Because I wasn't going to do it.
You didn't want to be the shooter?
No.
Big news from our good friend Hello Shiny. There has been a baby emu born somewhere in Queensland. Where was it again? Somewhere in New South Wales, an emu has hatched. Congratulations, Hello Shiny. You must be very proud.
On the bus video, we see somebody in a white shirt kind of jumping.
You can take a seat for right now, Mr. Rivera.
So you're closer to that microphone.
All rise, you're entering the courtroom.
Well, I appreciate that, Mr. Pinto Peabody. Yeah, no, I know it would be best and respectful to everyone here for me to keep you in touch of things. But, you know, it wasn't me sitting on my ass, believe me. It was a desperate situation that required my immediate care and attention in a foreign land, Spain. So, yeah, we were up against it for a while. I just can't go into the I'd happily go into the details with you about it privately, but to put it in a public forum, that's just probably not a good idea.
Everyone can be seated. Mr. Rivera, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
Take your seat.
Every time I see him, he's got another neck tattoo. I mean, I think that's Jessica on his on the.
Everyone can be seated.
Under
Mr.
his
Rivera,
ear, on
please
his
raise
neck.
your right hand to be sworn.
That's Jessica. That's Jessica Rodriguez. Wow.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
Take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly.
Yes, sir.
You may examine.
Sir, please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Luis Rivera. Luisrivera.
Mr. Rivera, where are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
Okay, but were you living in Miami back in 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did you live in Miami?
My whole life.
You were born in Puerto Rico, though?
Yeah.
Okay, but moved to Miami at what age?
2 years old.
Okay. Have you been convicted of a felony?
Yes, ma'am.
The Royal Scam St. John for all of you Steely Dan fans out there.
Including the murder that we're here about today?
Yes, ma'am.
It's 5 felonies, sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're currently incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that for this case or this case and another case?
Both. Well,
Both. So it's a federal sentence and this sentence?
The state case.
Okay. What did you plead to in this case?
This case, guilty.
Guilty to what?
To second-degree murder.
If you can speak out, Mr. Rivera, that'd be so.
Guilty to second-degree murder.
Georgia loves him, you know. Georgia loves Luis Rivera. I think they'd get along. I think they'd share lunch and, try each other's dipping sauce. He's like, you want a bit of the sweet chili? You want to dip a French fry in the sweet chili? You can try my garlic mayo. Georgia Cappleman's like offering him the barbecue. He's like, this barbecue is so smoky, you gotta try it. They would totally be dipping French fries in each other's dipping sauce.
Thank you.
One more, Mr. Rivera.
What was your sentence on the second-degree murder?
19 years.
Okay, and that was concurrent with your federal sentence, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Why is she called Soap? I don't know. Because you don't want to drop her in the shower.
And what did you have to do in exchange for getting a 19-year sentence?
I had to cooperate.
What does cooperation mean to you?
Well, telling.
Telling on who?
My co-defenders, Garcia, Katie.
All right. Did anybody ever tell you what to say?
No, ma'am.
Has anybody ever told you anything other than to tell the truth?
No, excuse me?
Has anybody told you to say anything other than the truth?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than the sentence that you got in exchange for cooperation?
No, ma'am.
Did anybody ever tell you, oh, you have to testify about a specific person to get a deal?
No, ma'am. Not at all.
Yeah, I've said it before, David Anderson Kirk. I love Lewis. I would be totally fine leaving my kids with him. I'd be totally fine opening my house to him on Christmas morning. In fact, he's the guy that I would nominate to dress up like Santa Claus. And come in with a sack of presents. This little 4-foot-high Santa Claus. The Latin version. The Latin Virgin, there's no such thing.
Have you been offered anything on your federal sentence from doing this cooperation on this case?
No.
As part of your negotiation or your lawyer's negotiation of this case, did you give up what's called a proffer, a recorded proffer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And even back then when you gave the proffer, did anybody tell you what you needed to say there?
No, ma'am.
Were you hired to participate in the murder of Dan Markell?
Yes, ma'am.
Who hired you to be involved in the murder?
Well, I got it from my friend, Dudo Garcia.
Is that Sigfredo Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you know him?
Childhood friends.
So to cooperate and get this deal, you had to turn on one of your best friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Who enlisted Sigfredo Garcia to be a part of this murder?
Katie.
Who's Katie?
His wife.
Is that Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know who enlisted her to be involved in this murder?
Not really.
Was it a murder for hire?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know that somebody was paying Katie?
Yes, ma'am.
And Katie was the one that brought the money to you all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the purpose of this murder as you understood it?
That they wanted the kids.
Who wanted the kids?
Wendy.
Okay. And did you understand that you were killing the father of the kids so that Wendy could have the kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you previously referred to a dentist being involved?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was the dentist?
Charlie.
And how was he related?
Katie's boyfriend, side piece, whatever you want to call him.
All right, so Katie was the wife of Garcia, but also the girlfriend of the dentist?
Yeah.
Did you have any contact with the dentist ever?
No.
Did you have any contact with...
Ryan B. Hello, Ryan B. Ryan B. says, I don't think he realizes that the stapled cash isn't really relevant anymore, but he tries to kind of sell it to the jury. Who doesn't realize? Lewis? I mean, I think the stapled cash is relevant. You know, it's relevant that they received money from Charlie. No one's saying that Donna handed them non-stapled cash. Yeah, I didn't even hear that come up yet. Katie's side piece. I love the term side piece for, you know, that context.
With any member of the Adelson family?
No, ma'am.
Everything went through Katie, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What did the dentist, if you know, have to do with the lady in Tallahassee who needed her kids?
I don't know nothing about them. I don't know nothing about that family.
Who was in charge of getting the money after the job was done?
Katie.
How much were you to be paid for your part in this crime?
35.
$35,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know the total amount that the job paid?
No, not really.
Did you know how much Garcia got?
40, I believe.
$40,000?
Yeah.
And did you know how much Katie got?
No, I don't know. I can't remember. But I think it was like 40.
Trying to work out, you know, there's several points that I know of fact that no one else notices, at least people that, you know, commentate or produce videos, you know, people in our community might. You know, there's tons of little stuff. There's tons of little stuff. And I don't need to go over it now. But like, you know, the nobody questioned it before, you know, me or this channel or us, however you want to look at it. Mostly me. The money that Charlie gave to Katie, that there had been no agreed thing between Charlie and Katie. Listen, you set up the guys, I'll give you 100,000, you split it 3 ways. Charlie didn't even know that 2 guys were going. The 100 grand that he gave to Katie was all for the hitman. The one hitman, as Charlie knew at the time. And Katie's payment was all the stuff that he was doing for after the fact. After the hitman was paid. 100 grand, I'm going to give you 100 grand. You give that 100 grand to the guy that does the job. Then, after you've given that 100 grand to that guy, we'll take care of you. After everything's, you know, sealed, done, nice little tied up in a bow. You know. The things that Charlie was doing for Katie after, the boob job, the car repairs, the birthday money, the trips away, the cruise for her mom, the trip to Santo Domingo, the fucking meal service, and everything in between. You know, that wasn't extra. That was not extra. Charlie Adelson didn't look at that and go, well, I gave her a third of $100,000, then I'm also going to give her these things. No. No. You know, prove me wrong, as Charlie Kirk would say, right? I mean, you know, I don't want to get into Charlie Kirk right now. We need to figure out a way to tackle that situation artfully. But it did cross my mind. You know, I've watched more Charlie Kirk videos since his death. I think this is probably a global phenomenon. I think I heard Elon Musk say that since his death, he's had 10 million followers on Instagram. You know, Elon Musk is like, yeah, good job, fuckface, for silencing his message. He's more absorbed now more than ever. Anyway. I thought that I should set up one of those little gazebo things outside Leon County Courthouse with a sign that says Adelson case, True Crime Metrix, prove me wrong, right? Because I could do it. I could do it. But my point is that these little bits and pieces, these little nuggets that are important, but not substantial enough to make an hour video out of, like the Katie Money situation, Charlie not knowing that she was getting a third of the money, that he was actually giving all the money for her to give all the money to the hitman, and then her payment would take place after in the way of these helps and favors. You know, that's important, and it's not discussed. No one's ever discussed that except me and us, mostly me, to you. But you know, how do we introduce that to the wider public? I guess through a short video, which might be a good thing to do anyway. You know, shorter videos are appealing to higher numbers of people. Not everybody wants to sit here for 4 fucking hours. So we're going to have to do that. I need to make a list. There's a bunch on my list. Prove me wrong. You know, there's not a doubt in my mind. It's not like, well, this is a theory. And I'm just not one of these people that fucking needs to prepend everything I say with, in my opinion, IMO. It is my opinion. But it's also a well-considered, factually based opinion. As far as I would be willing to bet my right hand on it, right? Chop off my right hand if you can prove me wrong. Because you can't. So I'm safe. I'm that confident.
I think I told it was be like 100, something like that.
Okay, somewhere in the neighborhood of $100,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it a one-time payment, or was it a payment that occurred over time?
Kiwi, what are you doing to me, man? Any thoughts on the Prius? I'm not even going to go there. I'm not. There's, believe me, there's enough. I can do a long form episode on that. Easy. 7 hours.
You got.
No, it's a one-time payment.
What did you know about the man that you came to Tallahassee to kill?
I don't know nothing about him.
How did you know who to kill?
Prosecutor, Garcia.
How did he know?
Katie.
Did he have some information about the man you were here to kill?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell him what that was.
I was a piece of paper with his picture on of his face and the address.
Picture of Dan Markel's face?
Yes, ma'am.
And the address of what? Where he lived?
Of his house, yes.
Did you...
Yeah, you know, that's another thing. I'm not, you know, Archipelago says that chart showing Katie's monthly bank tallies was pretty damn telling. The tallies were telling. The Tallahassee tallies were telling about the murder. Yeah, I'm fucking sure. I mean, it's not like had she not done that they wouldn't have had enough. But, you know, that's like straws on the camel's back, right? They're all little pieces that all build a bigger picture. And those bank teller Tallahassee tallies were very damning. If I were the Adelsons, and you know, Charlie alluded to this in his defense, and I believe that the knowledge he gained only when it came to the first trial and Katie's retrial about these bank records of Katie Magbanua, that was new information to Charlie at the time, right? Now, if we think back to Charlie's defense, I think he took inspiration from that real revelation of noticing that Katie had pocketed a portion of the money. And that inspired, or at least in part inspired, the story that he and Daniel Rashbaum came up with, which was that she was taking the monthly money to give to the extortionists Charlie believing that all of the money he was handing over, she was giving to the guys that were threatening to kill him or someone in his family, right? And later found out that she was pocketing some of the money, right? So I count that as proof. You can see how that real life revelation, based on the actual events that took place, inspired Charlie Adelson's bullshit story about her skimming off the extortion payments, monthly payments, right? That's connected very nicely, and it's quite clear to me what that means.
Rivera refer to each other, I'm sorry, you and Garcia refer to each other as brothers?
Yes, ma'am.
Bob from accounting, long time no see, Bob. Welcome back, Bob.
Moving to evidence states 45, Your Honor.
Objection.
No, Your Honor.
States 45 is admitted.
Is that you and Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Please silence your phones.
Have you ever been to Tallahassee before you came for this case, related to this case?
Never in my life.
How many times did you come to Tallahassee related to this case?
This case twice.
All right, so were you with Secreto Garcia both times?
Yeah,
Was that one time in June and one time in July?
I believe so.
Okay, and July was the time, second time was when the murder happened, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it just the two of you on both of these trips?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah. The third trip as well. That's gonna be fun. Where's my notepaper? What? It's always right here on the desk. But it's not here. Fuck. Okay. We'll write it on this. Metrix debunk list. The false, non-existent third, I'm putting that in quotes, third trip, parentheses, that didn't happen. What car did they take for that? Oh, it was a Nissan.
Objection, states 44.
No objection.
Introduce states 44, Your Honor.
States 44 is admitted.
Publishing states 44. Who's this right here?
Garcia.
And this?
Katie.
Who's that? Well, might as well grab a screenshot of that. I'm always looking for this photo on Google. It's never available.
Publishing states 44. Who's this right here?
Move your pretty finger, Georgia.
Garcia.
And this?
Katie.
Okay, well, she's not going to move it. That's okay. We like it.
States 44 is admitted.
I want to dip it in
Publishing
some chili
states
sauce.
44. Who's this right here?
Who's this right here with the stupid haircut? Who's this rooster on the end here? Okay. Take the whole screen. Okay. It's definitely Jessica on his neck tattoo, isn't it? Look at these carefree kids You should have just gotten on with it, man. You know? Just get along.
Garcia.
And this?
Katie.
Who's that?
My baby mama.
Your child's mother?
Yes, ma'am.
What's her name?
Jessica.
Okay, and that's you there?
Yes.
Was this picture taken before or after the murder?
I can't remember.
Oh, the rain on the van roof. Yeah, that was nice. I might have to move out of this fucking apartment, you know. I mean, aside from the baking hot summer, it's better in the van in all ways. You know, you get by.
At the time of the murder, was Katie with the dentist? Was Katie with Garcia? Was she with both?
Both.
Were you, at the time of this murder, living with Jessica Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
There's an address on the rental car contract, 1515 Northeast 135th Street, number 14. Do you recognize that address?
That's my apartment, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the first trip that occurred in June. How did you get here for that trip?
Well, we rented a car.
Who rented the car for the June trip?
The first one?
Yeah, if you remember.
I can't really remember. Been so long.
But one of you, either you or Sigfredo?
Yeah, I think it was Fredo. I rented the Prius, so I never rented on the car.
Okay. So Garcia rented the car for the June trip, but it was a rental car that y'all brought up here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you take the same route on both trips to get to Tallahassee?
Shit, I don't remember.
Okay, and did he have the paper with the picture of Dan Markel on both trips?
Yes.
And what did you do on the first trip?
We drove by here and we just followed him around to see where he lived and shit. But
okay, were you planning to kill him on the first trip?
I don't remember.
Okay, did you have a gun on the first trip?
Yeah.
Did you have a gun that you procured specifically to kill Dan Markel with?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that a gun that you bought off the street?
Yes, ma'am.
You bought it?
I bought it.
Okay. And were there any other guns in the vehicle for that first trip, if you know?
I think we had two.
All right, and what was the other gun?
It's a 38.
Whose gun was that?
Garcia.
On that first trip in June of 2014, did you and Garcia go to Markel's residence?
Yeah.
And did you lay eyes on him that first trip?
I believe I passed by his house and scoped him out.
You said you followed him. Do you remember where you followed him on the first trip?
Yeah, I followed him to a daycare.
Okay. How long were you here that first trip?
Maybe, I don't remember.
A couple days sound right?
Just a couple of days.
Why wasn't Dan Markel killed on that first trip, if you know?
If I remember, I wasn't gonna do nothing in front of no kids. But
He had the kids with him?
yeah, yes he did.
But for whatever reason, it didn't happen on that trip.
We lost him, I believe. I believe we lost him.
Okay. And when you didn't get it done on that trip, was anyone angry at you?
At me?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right. Did you hear at some point that y'all were going to have to come back if you wanted to get the money and finish the job?
Yeah.
All right. So you did come back in July. Is that right?
We came back.
And that's when you came in the Prius?
Yes, ma'am.
And you rented the Prius, right?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. And that phone number that you wrote on the Prius rental agreement and wrote brother, that was Garcia's phone number?
Yeah, I think.
You took phones with you to Tallahassee for both trips, right?
Yeah.
Did you turn your phone off for the actual murder?
I think the Lion Owls could be the name of a brand new motorcycle club that Luis Rivera starts when he gets out. He's been, you know, what do you call it? What is the word? Extra. Let's just say banished. He's been banished from the Latin Kings, so he starts a brand new motorcycle club called the Lion Owls. Do you think that'd be successful? I can see the jacket. I can see the big emblem on the jacket. You know, this owl with the head of a lion flying through the flames.
Yeah, I did.
What about Garcia? Do you know if he turned his phone off?
When the murder happened?
Yes, sir.
Shit. Man, I don't remember.
Okay. Did you stay in Tallahassee for a couple nights when you came here the second time?
Yeah, we stayed here for a night or two, I think.
Okay. Did y'all rent a hotel room?
Yes.
Do you know how many guns were with you on that second trip?
Man, we had a look at his hotel. Should we go back and look at the hotel? Roadway. It's since been had the name changed and been renovated. What road is it on? It's on Thomasville, I think. Thomasville. Well, that'll do. Classy joint. How can we show this? There. No. Yes. Can we make that bigger? Well, I guess if you're on a cell phone, you're not going to see much. But all of you guys on the 80-inch plasma, you'll be fine. So this is where they stayed, and you know, this is 9 years ago. So fairly safe to assume that this was in the current in the state contemporaneous to when Lewis and you know, it clearly hasn't been decorated for the previous 20 years. So 9 years ago, looking like this would also mean that 11 years ago, it looked like this. It wasn't like 10 years ago, they had a full renovation and made this. We need to modernize. Let's do the whole thing in 1979 floral. Wow. That'll be good for a movie poster. I love that for a theater poster or a movie poster. That's great. What a shot. So that's where Lewis lay down, got some sleep. It's where probably Sigfredo and Rivera sat waiting to check in. Oh, we got a panoramic. Whoa. Check it out. So they would have parked over there. Oh, a Honda 2000. No good in the wet. Is it 2000 or S2000? I don't suppose it matters. And I think the catering in this hotel, they go next door to, is that a Chinese? I don't know. Oh. Look at that, modern. All the mod cons. It's funny that it kind of looks like a prison building from the outside. Can't get over these bedspreads. I want one. Can you imagine putting anything on that bed, like your keys or your wallet, instantly lost forever? You'd never be able to find anything on that bed at all. Yeah, there's actually a picture of the food coming up. Oh, look at that TV. This TV is going to be about $5. just $5, right? That's all it's worth. Whoa, continental breakfast. Pastries. Bushes. Where's the evening meal? Fantastic artwork in golden frames. Any Latin king would love that, right? Nice touch. Oh, that must be the bridal suite. The honeymoon suite. There's someone's luggage in the picture. And for your convenience, you can store your suitcase in the middle of the room. You'd think they'd at least put it on that little bench thing that they have for suitcases. Oh, fucking apple juice or orange. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fully aircon in all rooms. Oh, here's the evening meal. You ready for this? God. That's rough. That looks rough. Why would you take a photograph of that? Why would you take a promotional photograph of an unmade bed? Or I guess these are photographs that guests take. Oh yeah, I guess so. A disgusting stained mattress. Yeah, that's really going to be on the hotel's. Yeah, nice. Look at that. Grime. Okay. Well, that's enough.
Nah, just one.
Boy,
You only remember one gun on that trip?
Yeah, I remember one.
And that's the murder weapon?
Yes, ma'am.
The one you bought on the street?
Yes, ma'am.
What type of gun was that?
A 38.
That's a revolver?
Yes, ma'am.
Monroe, of course. Thank you, Michelle. You know, I think there's only two roads in Tallahassee, right? It's just Monroe or Thomasville, pretty much. They're the big, long ones. Centerville, Trescott, of course.
Do you remember an incident where there was a shot fired into the floorboard of the Prius?
Yes.
Could you tell the jurors about that?
Well, we was driving and Garcia put the gun out and shot the gas line in the car.
Through the floorboard of the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Passenger side or driver's side?
Passenger side.
Okay, and that was the murder weapon?
You see, I love Lewis because what he's laughing at is what a total ridiculous amateur bunch of criminals they were. Yeah, we shot a hole in our own hire car and severed the gas line and broke down on when we were fleeing the scene. Oh, too much. How many times do you think he's told that story in jail? Everyone loves to hear it. It's like, tell us the gas line story again.
The car got shot?
Every day at Chow, someone asks to hear it.
Shit. Man, I don't remember.
Okay. But he was messing around with some gun and fired it into the car.
Yeah.
And were y'all driving in the car when that happened?
Yes, ma'am.
And did it disable the car?
The car started stopping. Little by little, it just started slowing down.
Okay, and that's the Prius, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How did y'all get the car going again?
We seen somebody that he knew and stopped him and took him to the auto place to get a piece of hose to put it back together.
And the guy that you saw that he knew, are you talking about a local drug dealer here that y'all had met on the first trip?
Yes, ma'am.
And that person assisted you in getting some way to fix the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was good with cars, you or Garcia or both?
Garcia.
All right, so he was able to make a repair to the gas line?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you follow Dan Markel again during this second trip?
Yeah.
Did you follow him to the daycare?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you actually see him drop his children off at school that morning?
Absolutely, yes.
Did you follow him to the gym where he went inside and worked out?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a reason the murder had to be done on the day that it was done?
I believe so. I believe he was about to leave.
Who was about to leave?
Markel.
About to
Markel.
leave town?
Yeah.
How did you get that information?
I got it from Tudo.
Where did he get the information?
From Katie.
How did she know?
Wendy.
You think Wendy talked to Katie and told her Dan Markel's travel plans?
Yeah.
Were you present for that phone call? Okay. But somehow you learned that Dan Markel was leaving town the day after he was killed.
Yes, ma'am.
So it had to be done that day or he'd be gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that came through Garcia to you from Katie.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you say Wendy, did you know who Wendy was at the time that all this happened?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but you did know there was a lady that you were helping get some kids back in Tallahassee.
Yes, ma'am.
Grish, hello, my friend. Grish, thank you for the magic number 443. You got to write that down. I used to take the 443 bus. So thank you, Grish, for that that very specific super chat. Much appreciated, Grish.
Okay. Were you the driver of the green Prius?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had a chance to see the gym video and the bus video?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you driving the Prius in those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened when you got to the driveway of Dan Markel?
Well, I pulled up right behind him, and Garcia jumped out and shot him.
How many times did Garcia shoot Mr.
Twice.
Markel? Did he shoot him? Where was the victim when he was shot?
He was inside his parking garage, and his sitting down the driver's side on the phone.
And did Garcia shoot him through the window, if you know?
Through the window.
How long would you say you were in the driveway?
Just seconds.
How was it decided which one of you would be the shooter?
Because I wasn't going to do it.
You didn't want to be the shooter?
No.
On the bus video, we see somebody in a white shirt kind of jumping around in the passenger seat. Is that Mr. Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember what was happening when he was doing all that jumping around?
I think he was trying to hide a gun. If I'm not mistaken, he was trying to hide it.
What did happen to the gun?
It got thrown away.
Thrown away where?
In the ocean somewhere.
All right, who threw it in the ocean somewhere?
He did.
All right, was that on the way back to Miami?
Yes, ma'am.
At some overpass somewhere between here and Miami?
Absolutely.
Where did you go after the murder? Did you go home?
We had to stop somewhere to eat. Then we went home.
Did you stop at an ATM?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna show you states exhibits 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43. So 38 through 43.
Yes, ma'am.
Are these images fair and accurate photos of you pulling through an ATM?
Yes, ma'am.
And the date, July 18th, 2014?
Yes, ma'am.
Pembroke Pines, is that on the way home from Tallahassee?
Yeah.
So that's you at the ATM. Are you the driver?
Yes, ma'am.
And who's that in the passenger seat?
Garcia.
Move to publish introduce states 38 through 43.
Any objection?
No objection.
States 38 through 43 are admitted.
May I publish?
You may.
Is that the vehicle you were driving the day the murder was done, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Publishing 39. Is that you at the ATM machine?
Yes, ma'am.
States Exhibit 40. Is this Mr. Garcia? Is he your passenger?
Yes, ma'am.
States Exhibit 41.
The Nissan they took back was replaced by a Hyundai for the first trip. When they got the Prius, that was just the single car they hired for the second trip. Not that that matters. And guess what? None of them look like a fucking Sentra.
He's the passenger that was jumping around when we saw the car in Tallahassee on the bus video?
Absolutely.
Do you remember when you turned your phone back on after the murder?
Not really.
Do you remember who was the first phone call that either of you made after the murder?
Garcia.
Who did Garcia call?
Katie.
And were you able to hear Katie on the other end of the line when he was talking to her?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you interested in that phone call?
Yes, ma'am.
Because she was going to be the one to get you the money, right?
Absolutely.
And was that phone call in reference to letting her know it's done and she's going to get the money?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you get the money?
Saturday morning.
Was that the next day?
The next day.
Do you remember that on that Saturday morning you got a call from Catherine Magvanoa?
Yes.
She was looking for you to give you the money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that unusual for her to call you?
Not really. She never calls my phone.
She never calls your phone, but she couldn't get a hold of Garcia,
She
right?
couldn't get a hold of him, so she got in contact with me.
Okay. And at that time, wasn't Garcia living with another woman?
Yes.
And that was the woman that goes by the nickname Shrimp?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that's where you ended up rousting him out of, right?
Absolutely.
To go get your money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so he wasn't living with Katie as a family at that time?
Nope.
Okay. So when you say that Katie was with both of them, do you mean just that Katie was always kind of off and on with Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
So she has other boyfriends, sometimes he has other girlfriends, but they always find each other again?
Absolutely.
One moment, please, Your Honor. All right, tell us what happened when you got your money. How'd you get it? Where'd you get it?
I was in the barber shop, and they pulled up to my house, Katie and Garcia, and they called my phone. Hey, I think my baby mama called me. I think my baby mama called me. Well, they came to my house.
Okay, Katie and Garcia brought the money.
Yeah, I was in a barber shop, and
Okay.
Katie and Garcia, they went to my house and brought the money.
All right. And do you know where Katie got the money from? Were you there when Katie got the money?
No.
But you knew that she was supposed to go get it.
Absolutely.
And she did.
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you get?
35.
Was there anything unusual about how your payment was packaged?
Yeah, it was weird. It was all stapled. Never
Was it
seen that
cash
before.
money?
Cash. All
Okay,
hundreds.
stapled how? All hundreds.
All hundreds, $1,000 stapled.
Stapled into bundles of $1,000 each.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever seen stapled money before?
No.
Did you and Garcia buy anything with your cut of the money?
I just bought a motorcycle.
Any objection 46 and 47? No objection. Moving to evidence 46 and 47, Your Honor.
No objection to the defense.
No objection.
They are admitted.
Publishing States Exhibit 46. This yellow motorcycle, whose is that?
Garcia.
Is that something he bought with the money that was the proceeds of this murder?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what about this?
Look at this. Imagine being Ruth and Phil looking at this hunk of shit car and this 2003 motorcycle in yellow. You know, I actually don't have anything against the Chevy Monte Carlo, but, you know, I imagine Ruth and Phil look at it and go, what? What? You we'd have bought you the fucking car.
This vehicle back here.
Yeah, he bought that one too.
He also bought that with his cut of the money?
Yeah.
And States Exhibit 47, what about this motorcycle right here?
That's mine.
Is that what you bought, or part of what you bought with your money?
Yes, ma'am.
How long after the murder did you guys make those purchases? Days, weeks, months?
Who's annoyed by this?
Did you make
Wanna
any
know how to
changes
make it
to your
stop?
cell phone after the murder? Did you dump your cell phone?
Someone buy Donna Adelson a coffee.
Did you meet with Investigator Newland from my office to see if you could recognize some voices on some recorded telephone calls?
Yes, ma'am.
And did Mr. Newland play some calls for you and have you initial on a sheet if you could identify the voice
Absolutely.
on the sheet on that call?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. States Exhibit 136. Is this it? I'm going to show you what I have marked as States Exhibit 136. Do you recognize this exhibit?
Yes, ma'am.
And are these your initials here?
Yes, ma'am.
And does that mean you're verifying that the highlighted name, you know that person and that is their voice?
Absolutely.
On the particular call that references?
Yes.
Judge, at this time I'd ask to move into evidence 136.
Objection. States 136 is admitted.
One moment, please, Your Honor.
Take your time.
What is the USD rate where you are? What, me? I think it's... I don't know how to express this. 0.85. One US dollar is 85 cents in euros. Which is a lot more than those Canadians. What is the Canadian? One Canadian dollar, whatever that is 61 cents in euros. How about that? Mighty USD.
Did you know where the dentist lived?
Nope.
Did you know that the dentist had a safe full of money?
Nope.
Did you know that the dentist was going to be paying for at least part of this murder?
No.
And if you had known that the dentist had a safe full of money, would you have driven all the way to Tallahassee to do the murder to then get the money?
No.
What would have been a better idea?
Look at his face. Total incredulity. No! Drive to Tallahassee?
Money?
Nope.
Did you know that the dentist was going to be paying for at least part of this murder?
No.
And if you had known that the dentist had a safe full of money, would you have driven all the way to Tallahassee to do the murder to then get the money?
No.
What would have been a better idea?
Overall, he has knowledge of his own actions and what he's thinking.
Every year, just
what would
like
you
Lewis
prefer
better
to
and
do
better.
to get the money?
I went and robbed them myself.
Did you suggest to Garcia on the way up to Tallahassee that y'all could just go to whoever had the money and rob them instead of doing this murder?
I had mentioned something like that, yes.
But that Garcia said that wouldn't work, right?
No.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
Jackie's up. Please let it be Jackie. I've never been more bored by a lawyer than listening to Josh Salmon. Unbelievable. Yeah, right. David Anderson Kirk. What's the guy's name? The guy that De Niro is shouting at because he bought a Cadillac. It doesn't matter. Yeah, don't show up in a Cadillac or a Monte Carlo.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia.
Excuse me?
I said, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just want to make sure I understood your testimony.
He gets pissed at her because she does it 2 or 3 times, confusing the names. She doesn't even realize that she's made a mistake. That's how asleep she is. Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. Excuse me? I said good afternoon. And he just rolls with it. He's pissed the first time, but she's going to come up to him to let him review an exhibit. She does it again. He almost jumps out of his fucking chair.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia.
Excuse me?
I said, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just want to make sure I understood your testimony. It was your testimony that the first trip you came up on, you scoped out Mr. Markell's house, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that he was going to be taking his kids to school, so when he came out with the kids, you're trying to follow him to the school, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got lost. He lost you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the second time that you came up, you knew he was going to be taking the children to school, and so you followed him to the school, correct?
The daycare, yes.
Yes. And then you knew he was going to be going to the gym, right?
I didn't know he was going to the gym. I just followed him.
You followed him to the gym?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you followed him to his house?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's where he was killed?
Yes, ma'am.
And the woman who wanted him to be killed, past you and Sigfredo and Katie, the woman who wanted him to be killed was Wendy Adelson, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
It was she wanting her children, correct?
Absolutely.
May I approach, Your Honor? Mr. Garcia, I'm going to show you what has
Mr.
been...
Rivera.
Oh, I'm so
Garcia.
sorry. I am so
Twice.
sorry. I apologize. Mr. Rivera, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 50. Could you take a look at that and tell me if you recognize that?
Imagine...
Yeah.
And what is that?
What if she picked a completely different Hispanic-sounding name and said, Mr. Gonzalez... Mr. Castaneda. Hey, Gonzalez Castaneda, a new witness in the case. He's a hybrid, just like a Prius, part Sigfredo, part Lewis. His name is Gonzalo Castaneda.
Like a profile of everybody's face?
Okay. And did you make some marks on this for me and then sign it on March the 11th of 2025?
Yes, I did.
You just hold on to that for a second. Mr. Vera, when we met with you that day taking your deposition and I presented that to you, you gave us information about what had happened, pretty similar to what you talked about here today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And when we were done talking about those things and some information about Sigfredo and Katie, I presented you with what's in front of you as Defendant's Exhibit 50, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And I asked if you would put the number 1 and circle it next to the person you know as Katie, who you said was in charge of this whole deal, correct?
Yep.
And did you do that?
Yep.
All right. And then I said, would you put a number 2 next to the person you say did this killing?
Yes.
And you did that, correct?
Yes, I did.
And that was Sigfredo Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
The first one was Katie Magbanois, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I said, would you put a number 3 next to yourself on the paper? And did you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're the one who got the gun that was used to kill Danny Markell, and you drove the car that day. You didn't shoot him, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I said, if you would, please put the number 4 next to the man who was killed, and you did that with Danny Markell, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I said, if you would, put the number 5 next to the lady that wanted the man killed. And did you do that?
Yes, I did.
And was that with Wendy Adelson?
Yes, I did.
Then I asked you if the 2 people on the top of the page who have their pictures there and the names Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson.
Donald.
You see those on the top?
Yes, ma'am.
I asked you as far as you.
The picture there is Donald Trump. The Donald.
Were they involved in any of this? And you said no, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I asked you to put X's next to the people who on that page were not involved in this.
Yes, ma'am.
And you did that.
I asked you to put X's next to all of the names that I got wrong.
Thank you.
It's basically like an exam. I asked you to mark my exam.
Just one moment, Your Honor.
Mr. Gonzalez Castaneda. Mr. Gonzalez Castaneda Lopez. Hyphenated.
I don't have anything further.
Redirect examination.
No, Your Honor.
Is Mr. Rivera released or will he be recalled?
He's to remain under the rule, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Rivera, please do not discuss your testimony with anyone else. The bailiff will take you at this time.
Well, so that was pretty quick. What do we do now? Should we have a look at the behavior panel? Or are they going to want my blood? I don't know. Sort of don't watch that anymore. It got a little bit samey, didn't it? Did anyone else find that? I still want to do that thing that the English guy, what's his name? Mark Bowman or Bowen or something like that, where he holds the pen to enunciate when he's talking. Holds the pen up, sometimes sideways, sometimes straight. What else can we watch? I ain't doing any Wendy tonight. Bowden, thank you, Christina. Oh, Christina, we were talking about you a couple of hours ago. We were just wondering where Katie McBanowar is, if we've had any updates. The extortion never went up, and Katie was always broke. I was keeping her happy. I thought she was protecting me. What can we do now? Go back to Georgia's clothes? I don't know. It's too long. It's too damn long. What are we aiming for here? We've got about another hour to cover? Another hour. What can we do in an hour? Just go completely random. I honestly don't know, Christina. I haven't. I've been away for all this time, and I haven't looked at a single thing. So I genuinely don't know anything. But I would assume that she's just been transferred back to Lowell Correctional. But I have no proof. What can we put on now? Anybody? Somebody say something. Somebody say a witness or anything. It doesn't even matter if it's Adelson. It doesn't matter what year, what, anything. We need something to talk about for another hour. Some point of interest there must be. I don't want to do Rob, because I think we should do our special episode on Rob. We've done Wendy. We don't need to do Wendy again tonight. Or do we? Katie, yeah, we've done also. What can we do?
Welcome to the global phenomenon.
Oh, what have we got here? Watch a bit of Jennifer Pan. He should have his own episode. Yeah, Michelle.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna fucking fuck up whoever the fuck you fucking with me.
Boom. Who was that? It was our good friend, Christina. Whoa. Thank you, Christina, for coughing up. Much appreciated, Christina. Thank you. And welcome back. Linda Bailey. Who's that then? Linda Bailey. Linda Bailey. Oh, this one. Yeah. I'd like to, but I think that there might be something like we could do with the two lawyers that testified, showing like how many holes there were in their testimony. That could be a good analysis episode. So we probably should, it's probably the best decision to save it until then, because I don't think we need to do it twice, this Linda Bailey. I'm trying to think. What's a nice witness? I mean, we could have a look at the Markel's press conference. I've seen it. I don't remember it. Well, what's this? Let's have a look at this.
Really happy with the outcome for Mr. Garcia and hope we can have a similar one for Ms. Magbanua, whether it be today or in the future.
Georgia, what do you read about the not accepting the solicitation count, rejecting that?
I don't know. Don't know the
Look at this, huh? Just mainstream media, big cameras. This is a different era. This is a different time. Guys in suits. Look at this old guy. You think he's a podcaster? Is he? Fuck. So funny. So this is 2019, the press conference after Sigfredo's guilty verdicts and Catherine McManus hung jury.
That's
the money one, isn't it?
Pinto would like to see Donna get sentenced again. Yeah. Yeah, how about that? Let's do that. Let's have a quick look at this though.
That's where we're alleging that Mr. Garcia brought Mr. Rivera or hired Mr. Rivera to be a part of it.
So if that pulls the money card out of the equation, what happens to the theory?
I don't think it pulls the money card out. I think they just thought the two of them were both in it together and they really didn't want to.
Wow, look at what a different time this feels like with these big cameras and, news center microphones and suits and all, just it's like looking at something from the 80s now, but it's only 6 years ago.
Allege that one brought the other one in.
The fact that they convicted on conspiracy, does that mean they bought the argument that the Adelsons are involved?
I don't know the answer to that. They at least thought that they were involved in a conspiracy, and certainly the one that I alleged did involve some Adelson.
Do you think Mr. Garcia will cooperate now and provide information that
I don't know.
might help you?
I don't have any indication of that.
Will you be reaching out to him to see whether or not he would be able to?
No, I don't do the reaching out. He would have to. He's represented by counsel, so I don't reach out to folks that are represented by counsel. They'll have to let me know if that's what they want to do.
Now, how close are you in putting together a case against the Adelsons? I mean, again, they figured.
You know that as well as I do. I just laid out the whole case, so everyone here is as aware as I am as to what the evidence is.
No idea, though, what the jury's hung up about in terms of Michael
Don't know.
case.
I don't know.
Were there any negotiations during the trial with either of the defendants regarding a potential settlement?
I wouldn't be authorized to tell you if there were, but no, there weren't.
In your closing statements, you did indicate to the jury that you were concerned that they would not convict Magbanua, and you emphasized that she is the link to the Adelsons. If they do not return a guilty verdict, does that make it even more difficult for you to continue any investigation into the Adelsons?
I think if she were acquitted, that would make things more difficult to pursue further leads into who else might be involved. But it wouldn't necessarily foreclose all possibilities.
And indeed, Mr. Garcia's attorney suggested that if this jury is hung, that leaves the whole host of options for negotiations in the future.
If this jury is hung, it's as if, God forbid, it's as if we hadn't done this trial and we'd be starting all over.
And would you start over?
Yes.
So statements given in testimony on the record would not be the history of the case at that point,
Say that
Would it be
again?
a blank sheet of paper?
No, any of the statements that have been previously given could be used as evidence going forward or as potential impeachment if something inconsistent came out in the next trial. So it's not erased in that
So
sense.
her testimony for the stand is still there?
Yes.
Could be impeached or whatever?
Could be admissible against her in the next trial, could be admissible for impeachment if she testified inconsistently in the next trial.
Yeah, I mean, we can watch the Charlie Adelson stubbing his toe video. I mean, it's not very good. But it's, you get to see his attitude. Where's that? I think we're going to be seeing more and more of jail cam videos. There's such a demand for this. Oh, that's it. So the sound's off, but they've just hit his toe. The sound's going to come on. Yeah. 39.
To Lieutenant Williams.
It's funny. 39 is the... Look at him. He's so pissed off. 39 is the age he was when he was dating Bree, when she was 24.
Sorry.
Standing here barefoot and you slam the door into their toe.
Can you 56 Foxtrot 2?
Really fucking stupid. Congratulations. Open a hatch when someone's standing here barefoot, you open a door into their toe?
Excuse me?
That was really fucking stupid. Bring your lieutenant over, I'll tell him how fucking stupid you are.
Okay.
You don't know what stupid is? You're fucking stupid.
He's on the way, sir. Sergeant Jackson. Yes, I need LT down here to F2.
You don't know what stupid is. You're
You can
fucking
come down if you
stupid.
like, but I need your tea.
Give me my medicine and open the hatch like a normal person.
Yeah.
Brain.
You Tallahassee reject. Give me my medicine.
Please open the hatch like a normal person.
Like a normal person, like a dentist. Open the hatch like a dentist would. A dentist that treats you like family.
There's a guy at number 4. What's his name? Parker? Oh, can you be in Rod F too as soon as possible? Okay, thank you. All right, bye.
Yeah, he's just looking to go to medical. When you're in a cell, any trip to medical is like a day at the circus.
I'm gonna take you down to medical to be checked out, okay, sir? Sir, I'm gonna take you down to medical to be checked, okay? LT, we came to this cell to do medication pass. He was standing at the door. I unlocked the door to push the door open. He said I ran over his toe. So I said I'm gonna get him down and take him to be checked out. I've been recording. He done cursed me out. He done called me stupid. He told me to call you down here. He gonna tell you how stupid I am.
So he's saying he needed medical attention?
He didn't say he needed medical attention, so before I opened his door all the way, I did you.
LC, don't go. Yeah, sure. What you got?
Medical comes to hand me my pills, so I stand at the door so I can get them through the hatch like I always do. She opens the door and pushes the door and runs it over my toe.
Okay.
So I said, you just fall
Well, like you didn't hear the fucking key in the lock.
my toe up. You hand medicine through a door every single time. I'm standing here barefoot. If you look at the door, it's a big gap. If you're standing here barefoot, take a heavy door and slam it forward, you're gonna fuck someone's toe up. It's common sense. That's all it is.
Which toe?
My right big toe.
Step over and see your toe.
And not bad, Charlie. Look, you got yourself a window. You got yourself a little stool in the corner. Where's your toilet with no seat? That's what we want to see. At least it's not next to your bunk. That's good. This is the Ritz-Carlton. Hey, there it is. Do you think he was taking a shit when the door opened?
It's like my medicine. Next time they should use the hatch in the door they use every single time. It's common sense. If someone's standing here barefoot in front of the door, You don't issue us shoes. I'm standing barefoot. If you stand there barefoot and I slam the door open, it's going to go over your toe.
Okay. So come with me. We're going to take you down to these toes. You just look at it and
They got an x-ray there? Or?
no.
What are they going to do? Look at your toe?
We're not trying to look at it. All right. Just walk with her, man.
Sir, can I take my medication before I go down there?
Yeah. All right.
I apologize for saying it's stupid, but when you get your toe slammed into by a door standing there, it surprised me.
Yeah, I was so surprised.
I don't think it's broken. I think it just got nailed in the door.
Hey, Lieutenant Lee, coming out.
Ah, those sounds, huh? Those sounds of walking around a jail. Big metal doors slamming and crashing. I think that's pretty much it. Skip ahead.
We're here to see the charge nurse.
269-487.
You ready for us to come back, LT? You can go ahead and follow LT.
Veggie girl. Hello.
You can have a seat in that first grade chair to the right. Let me take photos on my agency issue sale.
What's your name? 269-487.
One more time.
269-487.
You can, yes. Can you move your hand for me, please? Which toe is it?
It's this one right here.
Okay.
The big one.
Can you take your other foot out?
Which toe is it? Yeah, it's the one. It's the toe that looks completely normal, like all the others. Can't you tell? How stupid are you? Which toe is it? It's the one I'm complaining about. What do you need, a medical degree to fucking know that it's the big toe? It's always the big toe. Which toe is it? Common sense.
Can you put them next to each other? Put it flat for me, please. Let me see your own.
I'm adding some medical sound effects. Gotta take my pills. Hit me. Two in window. Clear CT.
I was waiting for my meds to come. like they always do through the door. So I was standing there waiting for him to open up the hatch on the door, and she opened up the actual heavy wooden door and pushed the door open.
It's not wooden.
It's
It's not a wooden door, Charlie. What the fuck? How long have you been in
The
there?
door opened up, it nailed my toe, and it did something in here.
Yeah, it did something.
I don't
Invisible
think it's
something.
broken. I think whatever it is, strain or whatever's going on in the joint is my guess. But I mean, I can still walk on it. It didn't rip the nail off or anything.
Yeah. So what you crying
I
about?
was expecting it to door swing open. It's tentative.
Drug-seeking behavior.
It's more like if I move it, like inside the joint.
Yeah, maybe if I could get some, I don't know, could you prescribe Xanax? Because my mother, whenever I stubbed my toe as a boy, my mother would give me a whole box of Xanax.
It was like 5 minutes ago. They got there quick. I don't think anything's broken. I just think it was just more like.
Yeah, we probably should have put this. I probably will put this video up just as a standalone, not at the end of a 4-hour video, so that all the people can see it. I mean, I don't think it's that great, you know. It's kind of nice to see his attitude. It's kind of nice to see inside the jail, but as far as what we learn, not that much. Yeah, Oxy. Is that it? They do this weird redacted thing as well, where it's like no video, no audio. Oh. My brother. Yeah. Right. You want to see the Wendy's in the van? I mean, I guess we could do that just as we're just fucking around here. So, where do we have that? Let me see. Video. Nope. Documents. Nope. Productions. What downloads? Yeah, airport. I think that's it. Okay, this is super wide. Fucking hell. Is that better? Check it out. America.
Yeah.
Looks kind of bland, if you ask me.
Yeah, that bitch hot. Good shit, dog. Good shit. Damn good shit.
Damn good shit. What are they smoking?
That happening almost cemented a third every single time they move this dude, which is fine.
Is they're going to drive around Leon County for about half an hour, which is kind of cool. I like dash cam videos as much as the next guy, but I don't need 30 minutes of Leon County, especially when they're parked. Oh look, an F-150. God, what an annoying job, huh? Gotta go in and out of these gates all day. Hang on, we need to find... This is the right folder. Which one has the guy? Maybe... this one? Oh yeah. Charlie Adelson's grand day out. Yeah, it's so snoring. skipping ahead a little bit. Look at him. He's like, maybe they're gonna take me to Matsuri. I want a California roll, udon noodle soup. No, the miso soup. Yeah, California roll dipped in miso soup. I mean, to me, he looks sedated or on fucking happy pills or something. You know, do they medicate them for the transport? Perhaps they do. Do you think he's looking at how much better Tallahassee looks than South Dakota? He's like, oh, what a nice place. I'd like to live here. Is this Thomasville Road? So this is August 2025, and he was arrested in April 2022. So at this point, he's been in custody, living in those kinds of conditions, whether it's jail or detention center or prison, for 3 years and 4 months, which is 40 months, which is roughly 1,200 days. That's a lot, isn't it? 1,200 days of gym mat pillow, toilet with no seat, concrete shitbox, sloppy Joe, prison sloppy Joes. I think at this point, Blue River, Charlie Adelson would be happy to dip a side of, he'd be happy to dip, roast beef into custard. Can you imagine Bree watching this and thinking, there he is, the father of my son. There he is, dipping his roast beef into custard, sitting in the van talking to himself. Wait until he gets his Wendy's. He's never eaten anything so good I mean, he freaks out. Actually, way back when we were talking Mansouri, Charlie Adelson is thoroughly against California Roll, because I think the undercover detective that was filming him talk to Harvey ordered a salad and a California Roll, and that's how Charlie Adelson identified him as someone who doesn't go to sushi restaurants, because no one in their right fucking mind would go to a sushi restaurant and order a California Roll. And I would somewhat agree with that. You know? I would somewhat agree with that. I would never order a California Roll. Fuck that. Give me the nari. Give me the nari, baby. Matt Mello says, I could take my wife to a steakhouse or a fish house and she'll always order the chicken. Drives me up the wall. Yeah. She's looking at the menu. And always like looking at the menu, right? As if she's going to choose something different. And you're always waiting. You're going, come on, something. And then she looks up and says, I think I'll have the chicken Alfredo. And you're like, 15 fucking years of chicken Alfredo. I know exactly what you mean, Matt Mello. Yeah. Japanese sushi is the D tier of Japanese food. Well, it's got its place. Nothing on sashimi, of course, and other things. I mean, you know, there's a bunch of other stuff that they do over there. Tagine. Let's do some tagine, and I want it served in one of those little pots with the, you know, what do you call it? Well, tagine pot. I don't know. What would you call that shape? Like a cone, a ceramic cone. Oh, get to the Wendy's. Come on. Right, more. Oh, here we go.
My man. Thank you so much, man.
Charlie,
Yes, sir.
we are across the street from the jail. I'll go as slow as I can, but you eat what you. I ain't gonna. You eat it all. I'm not gonna take you out the van until you're done. You good?
Any chance I could just take one cup off? I'm gonna be a lot faster. I'll take the dine and heat. So I'll stand up.
Sit down. channel is it?
Yeah, I can take my blue shirt off too.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's just hot as fuck. All right, that's fine. Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much, man. You're the best.
Gotta get some of that dip, Joe. Wow, I bet that's good, huh? You know, I am not a guy that ever gets excited about fucking any of that shit. But I bet after 3.5 years of prison, it's not bad.
Oh my god.
What's Maria talking about? I hereby dub thee Frank, an honorary citizen of these United States of America. For what? What did I do? What did I say? But thank you. He doesn't know where to go with this, does he? He's like, oh, okay, a bit of soda. Okay, chicken nugget. Okay, hamburger. Okay, cheeseburger. Fries. Dip. Soda. It's just all hit him at once. Just mix it all together. You know, they could have been real dicks about it, right? I mean, they could have just thrown him a really bad plastic cheese sandwich on stale bread. No nothing. Just plastic cheese in stale bread. I mean, they would have been fulfilling their you know, what do you call it? Domestic responsibility. I mean, what do you call that? You know, to feed him is what I mean. There is actually a Taco Bell. I saw a Taco, you know, that's not a thing in Europe at all, apart from maybe in, you know, major cities. And even then, it's like total novelty. But I saw one the other day in Portugal where there's even less of that shit. And I thought, should I try that? Just to know what it's like to be an American. And then I thought, nah, no, I don't need to do that. Why would I do that? Who wants to bet he's gonna fucking tongue out that dip? That little cup's gonna be cleaned out. Yeah, perhaps I worded that wrong, Michelle. What I meant to say was to know what it was like to, have it as an option. I know not everybody falls into that trap. No disrespect, Stars and Stripes.
I was. Bring it with you, Charlie. Put it in the bag.
Really?
Yeah. Bring it with you. Nothing.
Purposely didn't want to make a mess back here.
Eat your fries, put your burger in your bag, and bring it with you. It's yours. We pay for it. So.
They're not gonna tell you not to eat it.
Yeah, they're gonna. You'll be able to eat it.
All the evidence is almost all gone.
Still eat it. You can still eat it, Charlie. Come on.
I can, okay, yeah.
Yes.
Thanks. You guys were fantastic.
Look at him. Long sleeve in his shirt, long sleeve. is another bit.
Ain't no way in fucking hell.
There's another short bit where they walk him in, which is quite funny. Let me see if I can find it. What was that one? Number 4. What's the van? Dodge? Gotta be a Dodge.
I can still finish it, right? I thought you said you were gonna let.
I was. Bring it with you, Charlie.
Stuff
Put it in the
French
bag.
fries
Really?
into his
Yeah.
I can take it with me though?
Bring it with you. Nothing.
I purposely didn't want to make a mess back here.
Eat your fries, put your burger in your bag, and bring it with you. It's yours. We pay for it, so.
Yeah, you can eat it. All right. They're not going to tell you not to eat it.
Yeah, they're gonna. You'll be able to eat it.
All right. Well, all the evidence is almost all gone. Yeah, buddy.
It's almost all gone.
You can still eat it. You can still eat it, Charlie. Come on.
I can, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. You guys were fantastic.
Come on out. I'm going in there.
Oh, how the mighty.
5-star.
Yeah.
They're not going to take no burger from me, right?
No.
All right.
Hold on. Hell going on here? Ain't nobody gonna run away.
You did say you did play.
Yes.
Nice play.
Come on in. Put your back on that blue one right there. Just set it right there. Yeah, they're gonna actually have to. Oh, you can stay like that. They gotta do their thing. Yeah. What up, though? You're back in the building.
All right. Doing all right.
Okay, that's it. Is that a nice place to close it out? I think it might be. Were there any other clips of that? Let's just have a quick look. What are these ones? This is nothing. This is just an empty van. Yeah. Nothing there. One more. Also nothing. Nada. I guess that's a good place to close it out, right? Only 3 hours in? What? Oh, we only started at that time. All right, well, even so, we're just getting back into the flow. Unless there's any dying requests. What could it be? What could it be? Yeah, I think we'll close it out, all right? How do we do on numbers? Yeah, don't forget to leave a like on the video on your way out. That helps the channel out. That helps the channel out massively. If you're here, if you like, other people, they like, and that's great. Leave a like. Support the channel. buymeacoffee.com/True Crime Metrix. And do other things. Links in the description to the merch, the social networks, the Discord, the PayPal. PayPal. Great way to support the channel. And Buy Me a Coffee, great way to support the channel. Patreon, great way to support the channel. And yeah, okay, so what is the plan now? We got some catching up to do. I think tomorrow the goal is to cover the Gourmet Swingers. If you don't know what that is, join us tomorrow to find out. Donna Adelson and the Gourmet Swingers. I think that's going to be a good episode. To look at the style. These were the first 3 witnesses in Donna Adelson's defense, so it really set the scene. We've got that coming out as a standalone episode. There's 3 witnesses to cover there. We've got another one with the lawyers, the Donna Adelson witnesses that were, what's her name? Caitlin, is it? Oh, I forget. You know who I'm talking about. That's going to be something to pick apart. What else? I know you're all looking forward to the car episode where we discuss the Prius. Michelle. Yeah, well, I guess that's enough to get us started, right? As we move forward through this time. And of course, we're going to have to find a way to artfully, gently, sensitively discuss the Charlie Kirk assassination. I don't see how we can avoid it. It's going to be big news, and it should be quick fire. No pun intended. Yeah, a lot to discuss with that. And a lot of attention, right? That's going to get a lot of attention, so should be interesting. But of course, as ever, I would urge everybody in the chat to not be pushing your own personal political ideology into the chat room, because that's not going to do anything for anybody. You might have one opinion, you might have another opinion. It doesn't matter, because we just need to look at it for what it is, which is a guy got shot. And he was arrested, and now he's going to go on trial in Utah, a death penalty state with firing squad as a fucking option. Which in this case, unlike Brian Kohberger, there's going to be no deal on the table at all, right? No way, not with this. Way too high profile. Way too politically charged, which is something we've got to avoid. But, we'll find a way. We'll take a note from Bruce Rivers, who did, to my mind, the best handling of that, of commenting on that situation, on that politically charged situation. Be interesting to look at the trial. It's obviously going to be televised. And another thing I want to do, which might be a good, semi, not really associated, but, is Nicholas Cruz, Parkland shooter. Fantastic interrogation. Trial was very interesting, particularly victim impact statements in that case. That was very good. Of course, Nicholas Cruz was up for the death penalty and did not get it. Something tells me that what's the guy's name? What's the shooter called in Charlie Kirk? Totally blanking on his name. Doesn't matter. Something tells me he's going to get the death penalty, and pretty quick. It doesn't matter whether you think that's good or bad or whatever, because we're not doing that here, right? We're not doing that here. We're going to need some very sturdy moderators for that when we cover that. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put up a little watermark sign in the corner of the screen that says, please don't, start an argument, because I can just see that being really ugly, Anyway, for now, we're going to say good night. Welcome back to everyone. Welcome back, Metrix. And we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow. And we're looking forward to it. We hope you are too. We hope you join us. And it's great to see everyone again. Many thanks to all the chatters, the super chatters, the super sticker givers, the super coffee go-getters, the super PayPal supporters, and the super bulletproof Metrix moderators. The best moderators in this business and others. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you tomorrow around, I'd say 8:30 to 9 o'clock Eastern. I'll put a notification up in Discord. I'll put a notification up on the social networks, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Join us on those for information and updates. Fantastic updates, great updates. Okay, catch you later, guys. Adios. Bye.